Hey guys, got a cool one today. 2013 Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive. Customer complaint is the rear tailgate latch is malfunctioning, or not really malfunctioning, but when you hit the lock key, when you hit the lock option, it unlocks the tailgate, and when you hit the unlock, it locks the tailgate. So push the lock, you can hear the horn. We can open this. When you hit the unlock, hit it again, you get the lock here. So, show you again, unlock. When you push the lock here, you hear the horn. I can open it, hit the unlock. Can't open it. So, what I noticed in here, so they replaced this old door lock actuator and they got a new one in here. What I noticed is this harness here, there's a little sub harness that goes to the main harness. I don't know if you can see it, but right up in there, it looks like somebody was in there, possibly maybe accidentally disconnected this, or maybe the terminals pulled out and they shoved them back in there and now they're reversed. So I pulled up all data, and I got a diagram pulled up for this tailgate, which I'll show you next. So here's the diagram that I found on all data. It's for the tailgate. Pretty simple wiring. We got 12 volts from the battery coming into the power distribution center, 14 amp fuse, then that goes down to the module, the body control module, and then there's a ground here, and then we got a 2-wire connector that goes to this tailgate motor lock assembly. So the wire colors here, it looks like a violet, light green, and a light green and tan. So our colors here, we definitely do have a violet, light green, but this other wire is a light green and dark blue. What I'm thinking is maybe possibly these just got switched around. I'm going to pull out this terminal and swap them, plug it back in, see if that resolves our issue. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is I want to pop out this white insert. So and then inside there's going to be, it's horrible, can't really see it, but inside there's some tabs in there to release these terminals. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And we got to remember our sequence. So we got our violet and light green tracer, then we got our light green with dark green tracer. I'm going to just take a photo of that just so that way I have it and I don't get confused later. Okay. So our terminals are out. I'm just going to switch them. Okay, they're pushed in. That's about as good as that's gonna get. This harness, these wires and the terminals kind of got smashed up here. They must have really yanked this thing when they got it. So what I'll do is I'll compare my photo just to verify that I have the sequencing that I want. So it's definitely changed there. Our light green with dark blue tracer is now on the left side, where before it was on the right side. Gonna pop this cap back in here. And we'll plug it in, give it a shot, and see what we got. Okay, so I'm gonna plug this back in. Then we're gonna hit our lock button. Unlock, lock, unlock. Then I'll get you a shot from the outside, show you that it's working properly. Alright, so unlock, lock. So hit the lock button. As you can see, we're locked. Hit the unlock button. Now we're unlocked. Lock button. Locked. Unlocked. That's a fix. Okay, so when I cycled the key, I noticed that the check engine light was on. So I told the customer, said, hey, I don't know if you noticed that your check engine light is on. You want me to look into that? I got the okay to go in and verify, you know, what's going on there. So the code that I get is a U code. So it's a U110E, as in Edward. Lost ambient temperature message. When I go into my data, and then I go to the ambient temp voltage, 2.22. I don't know if that's a good number or not. And then our ambient air temp sensor is at 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Our cluster says 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, the ambient air temp sensor system I've noticed that it can be slightly delayed in the signal as far as updating the actual temperature that it is reading onto the cluster. So this 86 degrees, I mean, that's kind of what it feels like outside. So I'm going to say that that's okay. When I look into the generic function here, which allows me to look at my freeze frame data, alright, so our fault code, Union 110 Edward. Let's see here, open loop, so it hadn't reached closed loop yet. Our vehicle speed was 0 miles per hour. Control module voltage was 14, so it was definitely running. Ambient air temperature was at 194 degrees. That's weird. 194 degrees, that's pretty hot. Engine coolant temp sensor, 82 degrees. The RPM was at 1400, so it almost seems like it was at startup. And that's when this code's set. So maybe the air temp sensor, maybe this battery was low, and when someone went to go start it, that, you know, it set that check engine light. That's what I'm going to go with. And you know, I already informed the customer. I told them, you know, that I'll clear the light if it comes back instantaneously. We know that we have an issue. If it goes away, and you know, the car will need to be driven, and if it comes back, we'll need to look into it further. So, you know, I think we'll be good with that. And you know, I would really like to save this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and take a snapshot of that. Take a snapshot of that. Just so that way we can go back and look at our data if it comes back, and see if it comes back with the same condition. Like I said, based off of what we're seeing here, engine RPM 1400, we're in an open loop. Ambient air temp is at 194. I think this was this code was set under startup, and maybe it got set, you know, under low battery condition. So I'm just gonna go back here, and I'm gonna clear the code. Let's see what memory sets. Stop that. Let's see if the troubleshooter has anything that it'll give us for that code. Monitor state, ignition on, code set condition. The PCM doesn't receive the ambient temperature signal over the CAN-C bus from the body control module. The circuit is continuously monitored. Possible causes: CAN-C bus circuit open or shorted, body control module, powertrain control module. So I'm thinking low battery condition. I'm not really going to stress this code. We're going to go in there, we're going to clear it. Hopefully it goes away and doesn't come back. If it does, we'll have to dig into it further, maybe do some testing at the actual sensor, see what it's reading. But as of right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into clear code. Yes, I'm sure. Okay. So once truck off, key on, we'll resume it. DTC erase. So alright, looks like our check engine light is flashing now. That's interesting. And now it's solid. So if you look here, no code's present. We'll go back, cycle the key. Alright, so check engine light is off. Let's go into our back into the engine controller, check out our codes. No codes. So I'm good with that. Next thing I got to worry about now is the tail lights in this vehicle are also inoperative. So tail lights, turn signals. So I'm going to pull up a diagram, maybe see if the customer here has looks like they do. If they have the manual, at least we could see what fuses are tied together or what's what. So, oh, look at that. Turned right to it. Sweet. Okay, so I'm looking for turn signals, tail lights, anything like that. I don't see anything there. Brake lights or anything. Don't see anything there. Oh, here we go. 20 amp. You guys can see that. 20 amp trailer tow right turn stop lights. F81. Left turn stop lights. F53. Okay, so I guess what I'll do is I'll get you under the hood and we'll set you up so you can see the fuses, and we'll just do a quick check on the fuses. And then if we can't find any fuses blown, we'll have to pull these headlights, check the connector, see if we're getting power at the connector. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to make sure our circuit is loaded. So I'm going to turn the headlights on, also turn the hazards on. So as you can see, this turn signal works. This turn signal's working. But we got nothing here. Now it could be burned bulbs, could be a blown fuse. We're gonna check it out right now. So according to our diagram, I don't know how well you can see this. Let's see here. We want 81, F81, which is right turn stop, and then we want 53, which is turn and stop for the left side, 81 for the right side. I got my test light hooked up to negative, touch positive on lighting. So I already figured out that this is alright. This is our right side here. And this one is our left side. So we definitely got good fuses there. And I can also hear one of these relays clicking. Feels like this one. Maybe this one. So you can see that. So our fuses are good there. Next thing we gotta do is check the tail lights. Make sure we're getting power at those connectors for the tail lamps and turn signals. Alright guys, so I had the tech here pull those tail lights. We found that both tail lights were actually not plugged in. Well, they were kind of plugged in. The connector was kind of just hanging off the tail lights. I couldn't really get it on camera. You know, I didn't want to be recorded. You know, what can I do? You know, got to respect people. And so yeah, let me show you here. So we got our right turn signal going. Also, tail lights are on. I don't know if you can see that, but we're definitely flashing there. And that one's lit as well. Go back here. So we got left turn signal. Turn signal there. Brake light there. So this is definitely a fix, guys. So the key to this one was check fuses. Fuses were good. Check power at your turn signal assembly, or not your turn signal assembly, excuse me, your tail light assemblies. And in this case, just a quick visual inspection proved that that connection wasn't good. So plug those in, work like a charm. So there you go. Catch you on the next one.